what a fight. That first round, I mean, relentless pace. Him and Dominick Reyes, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, just balls to the wall. We'll be talking about that first round. You're right there. What's going on?
Dude, I'm trying to calm down from like those holidays and all this other, like come on, man.
Jiri Prochazka. And then the spinning back elbow, just the third in UFC history. The guy's got the hair. He's got the look. He's got the fighting style. He's got the winning streak, 12 in a row, 2-0 in the UFC. This man is on fire. And DC, I'm here to say he should not fight anyone else. He should fight for the belt next. He should fight the winner of Glover Teixeira versus Jan Blachowicz in September. He should fight the winner of that fight. You can't mess this up, right? This guy is special.
You know, when I watch Jiri Prochazka, because I was saying his name all wrong the whole time, Jiri Prochazka, I could not believe what I was watching because I watched him fight Volkan, right? And I watched him just kind of chase Volkan down the whole time until eventually he landed that right hand that knocked him out. I mean, I got this like long hair that's like right in my sight or something. But
talk about getting old.
I mean, talk about when you start growing hair up here on your face. I know, it's bad.
In the
it's
ear.
really bad. In your ear.
Oh.
That doesn't happen to everybody though. You know that. I've told you that before. But I'm sorry. Jiri Prochazka. You know that only white men ears keep growing. Like mine won't keep growing. Like yours will be like this big, but like black men's our ears stop growing. Yours will just keep growing. So yours will be like this big, right? Like as you get like 70. I'm telling you, when you're in the airport, look at an older white gentleman and look at an older black gentleman. You'll see the difference in the ear size. But back to Jiri Prochazka. I'm sorry, I get off track. The guy, as I said in my tweet on Saturday, once he gets rolling, it's so hard to deal with that type of pressure and willingness to fight. I know everybody's in there fighting. But not everybody's willing to just take punches, willing to just throw caution to the wind with technique. He's not just throwing anything, right? He's doing things with a purpose, even though he's doing them in a bit of a reckless way. I think he's special because he wasn't even tired. Most times when you set that pace in round one, the second round starts a little bit slower. And as the fight progresses, it slows down more and more and more. Jiri didn't slow down. And I got to be honest with you, watching Dominick Reyes after round one, it felt like it was only a matter of time before Jiri got to him. Because every time Dom landed those nice counter right hands and left hands, dude wouldn't even blink. He would just continue down the path. And he's an avalanche, man. He's an avalanche going downhill, and there is nothing that is going to stop him unless you can knock him out. And I don't know who can do that outside of maybe the champion, Jan Blachowicz.
Well, let me ask you this, because it does feel like I even said this after the Volkan fight. His style is so unorthodox. He is a little reckless. He does get hit a lot. Can this style last? Like once you start fighting the upper echelon, and maybe light heavyweight is the division where it could last because, you know, there's no John Jones there anymore. There's no super duper star out there knocking people out, even though Jan is on quite the roll. It feels like you're going to get tagged big time. You know, like these punches are going to add up. No, but these
punches are going to get,
right? I mean, it's a crazy thing to say, you know, for a guy that's won 12 in a row, but like, should he try not to get hit as much?
Well, I mean, the chin, right? Eventually, the chin can only take so much damage.
Right.
Right. You can only take so many shots. Right now, obviously, he's not at that point because he walks through punches from guys like Dominick Reyes, who you know hits unbelievably hard. Look at what he did to Chris Weidman. Look at what he did to so many guys on his run up to becoming a title challenger. So Prochazka has he's very durable. But every time you get hit as an athlete, every time you get hit as a fighter, there's always like something coming out of the bank. And he keeps getting hit like that with 4-ounce gloves. It'll make it hard to sustain that over a long period of time. But in the meantime,
yes,
in terms of short term, I don't know how you stop this dude without putting him on his back and keeping him there. I think you got to take this dude down in order to slow him down because he can take a shot and boy, he's got some really dynamic offense.
So we know that Jan and Glover are fighting September 4th because of that style, because of how fun he is, because he's got some momentum and again, the winning streak. Do you agree with my stance that they should save him now for the winner? Like it's very rare that you go 2-0 in the UFC and get a title shot, but let's be honest, light heavyweight is wide open.
But yeah, he fought, right? Like he's not like he's fought But normally at 2-0, and I'm gonna talk about Hamzat, right? This is the last guy that we've seen that's had this type of hype coming into the UFC. But Hamzat fought two dudes, I can't even remember their names, and Gerald Mearshart.
John
right?
Phillips, Reese McKee.
Phillips and Reese McKee, right? He fought those two young guys, and he fought Gerald Mearshart, who's a guy that has been around for a while, but has never been, you can't mistake him for a top 10 guy because he's never been there. This dude, Jiri, has fought Volkan Ozdemir, who was probably like 6 at the time, and had fought for the UFC championship.
Knocked him out.
He fought Dominick Reyes, who had fought for the UFC championship and was ranked number 3 in the world. So it's not like he has taken a slow approach to making his way into the title picture. He really came in here, took his opportunities and grasped them, and he should be fighting for the belt.
So here's the thing, spoke to his team briefly. Obviously, they're pumped. But if you actually look at it, like if that title fight goes down in September, there's no way. I mean, unless something crazy happens and it's a quick fight.
January-ish time, right?
Does this guy want to wait till January, February? And they said he probably doesn't. The guy that he's wanted to fight for quite some time is Alexander Rakic, who's a tough out, who's coming off a fight that kind of left people ho-humming, but would certainly deserve to be in that conversation with Jiri. Do you risk it against a tough guy like Rakic, or do you just keep him on the sidelines and wait for the title fight?
I think if you're Prochazka and you want to fight, right, you do Rakic, because then there is no question as to whether or not you're getting the title fight. If you can get through him.
I think he's getting it regardless of if he fights again.
Yes, but there is no question, and you get to fight, right? This is a young guy that wants to fight. He's active. He wants to keep going. He said that he could have been in the UFC before. He took his time getting here. So now that he's here, why not take full advantage of it? But you got options. You can either have those two fight right now, or you have Prochazka just go as the alternate, especially with Glover being the age that he is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of the guys don't make the fight. So you kind of train alongside those guys in the title fight. And if somebody falls out, then you step right in there. Because what you don't want is to wait, right? What you don't want is to just be sitting on the sideline as the next guy. And then they call you and say, hey, we got an opportunity for you in 5 weeks.
Perfect world, that light heavyweight title fight is happening next week or something. And then you just keep him. What I would love, I want to see more of this guy. He's so much fun. I mean, I got to be honest, this main card starting at 10 p.m. I was having flashbacks of the old days. You know, it's 12:30 and I'm trying to stay up and watch these fights because let's be honest, the card at times was a little bit slow. This guy comes and he's like a jolt of adrenaline. He is so, everything about him, the look, the style, the dancing. Haircut. I mean, everything is just tremendous. I wouldn't hate if they look, if you can't beat Alexander Rakic, you shouldn't be fighting for the title anyway. So maybe they put them on that card as a potential backup, but also as a number one contender fight. The only other option would be Anthony Smith, who just won. I think that would be a fun fight as well. No, you don't like that?
I do. It's a fun fight, but I believe for Anthony Smith, as he has gotten back to rolling a little bit, right? His momentum's starting to come back. But once again, he fought Jones. He lost to the other kid that you just named, Rakic.
Oh, Rakic, yeah.
He lost to Rakic, and then he lost to Glover, right? So he's fighting the best of the best. Now we're talking about Anthony with the momentum coming back, but he has kind of taken a step back in competition. We always talked about not getting tune-up fights in the UFC. Well, he fought Devin Clark and he fought Jimmy Crute. So yeah, sure, this makes introduction back to the highest of levels. But I believe that Anthony could use another one of those fights where he just gets his confidence back and work his way back slowly towards getting back in the championship picture.
By the way, you know who's the last person to beat Jiri Prochazka? You don't know?
No idea.
What a run.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I didn't know who Jiri Prochazka was until Saturday night. Like, I mean,
get out of here. He beat Volkan.
I saw the highlight, and I was like, oh, that's that dude.
Wait, you were there when he beat Volkan.
No, I wasn't. That was on Fight Island.
You didn't go to Fight Island the first time? UFC 251?
No, I didn't go to first. Remember, I was fighting at 252.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So, like, this dude, I didn't know who Jiri was. I saw a guy knock out Volkan Ozdemir. I just didn't know who it was. And then when I was watching the fights on Saturday, I was like, oh, it's this dude. I thought this dude, Jiri Prochazka, had fought like 3-4 times in the UFC. And then they started saying he only fought 2 times. I was like, wow. He hasn't fought since he beat up on Volkan last summer.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this dude's the real deal.
Well, they were supposed to fight in February, and then the fight got postponed. But like his run of 12 fights, KO, 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 TKO, 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 KO, TKO, TKO. Last decision was back in 2016. He's the Ryzen light heavyweight champion, and then he had another one. The last time he lost, DC, December of 2015. I believe you know this man who beat him, King Mohammed Lawal.
Oh, Mo beat him. Wow, I didn't know that.
And then he beat Mo in a rematch in 2019. He also has a win, by the way, over Vadim Nemkov, who's the Bellator light heavyweight champion.
Oh, that's the guy. That's the guy that Mo lost to last fight. That was Mo's last fight. Yeah. Oh,
now it's all coming together.
See, now it's all making sense. I'm like, okay, it all makes sense. But I know who he is now. I mean, I know who he is now. Look, man, when you are watching as much as we doing this stuff, it's hard. There's 500 guys on the roster now.
Yeah,
that's why I'm so.
You're not staying up till 3 a.m. to watch Rising.
That's why I'm so proud of you, that you can just know all these people.
Well, thank you. Very nice.
That's why you're so good at your job.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.